What we're talking about are the widely available, massively produced American lagers like Miller Lite and Miller, Original.
Miller Life. Welcome back to Drinking with Craig and Roger. I'm Craig.
I'm Roger.
It's time.
It's Miller time.
Hey, all right.
But what Miller time? When you say Miller, there are 4 beers that are really commonly available and a few more that you have to really search for.
Yeah, it's not just like I'll have a Miller. It's like, well, which freaking Miller?
So, what we want to do today is to blind taste the Millers that we have available and see which one would fit with us, or perhaps even say which ones you might want to choose for certain occasions.
Okay, sure.
And what we have today is Miller High Life.
Yes, the classic.
Yes. Miller Genuine Draft.
Can't say I've actually ever had it somehow. So, interested to try it.
Miller Lite.
Another kind of classic. It did really well on our light beer tasting.
And Miller Extra Light.
Never even heard of it.
Well, it used to be, I believe, called Miller 64 because it had 64 calories.
Oh.
Anyway.
Right. Well, okay, let's just, so as not to be dissuaded by, like, personal preferences based on previous videos that you might want to check out, we'll do it blind, and we'll just taste all 4 of these, not knowing which is which, and let's just pour.
Wait a minute. But for those of you who are very much Coors fans,
yes,
or Budweiser fans, or Michelob fans, or any other beer fans, those big breweries do produce numerous iterations of their beer, and they'll be very much similar to the styles we're talking about here.
No doubt.
So whatever we say here about Miller will definitely apply to the other beers in that same category.
Maybe.
But I didn't have a sign that said, "This bud's for you." I did have one that said, "Miller High Life."
Okay, well, you know what aspects of your life you need to improve upon.
Absolutely. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe you don't
Miller is fine. There we go. All right. So let's get to tasting these things and see what we think.
All right. And it is officially Miller time. But which Miller shall reign supreme in our humble or not so humble opinions? Just to start things off, they all look identical in color to me, which is pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive, yeah.
All right. You can color beer, right?
Possibly, but I don't think they bother with that. There's enough color in the malt, the barley malt, to do that. Okay.
Let's try number 1. Well, it smells like I expected. Okay.
It's a nice bready,
bready.
yeasty type taste.
Yep, bready, yeasty, corn kind of flavors. Pretty nice, actually. Considering, it's starting to become close to winter here, so it's a little hard for me to imagine, but this is more that hot day, pool, weather kind of beer. Not too shabby, but leaves a little refinement for me yet. I don't know, what do you think? Where are you at with that?
Well, it's fine. It's a really pretty good American lager. Everything you say about that is what you taste there.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Don't love the aftertaste on that one. Number 2.
Much lighter body.
Yeah. I would say maybe I like the flavor a little more, but it's certainly lighter. It's an easier drink, easier drinking. It's definitely one of the lighter ones. I don't know which one, of course, but
It does have a little bit of the same taste. I can taste a little bready taste in it.
It's got, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Definitely similar characteristics. It's just lighter overall. And I'm getting more prominent carbonation. Right? So when you get like, if you drink a sparkling water, that kind of bubble aggression in your mouth is kind of what I'm getting here. So definitely one of the lighter ones, but it's not bad.
Well, I think
not bad.
Maybe because it's lighter,
yep,
you taste the bubbles more than you did in the first one,
exactly,
which is heavier, but they're there in the first one.
I think that's exactly the case. Okay. All right, number 3.
Definitely have a heavier body than the second one.
Sweeter, the sweetest of the 3.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's yeah, like you said, it's heavier body. It's smooth, heavy bodied, and sweet to me.
Go back to number 1 here.
Yeah. Somehow I think maybe has a little less character than number 1. It's good, full bodied for its style, but I kind of like that breadiness in number 1.
Try number 1 again. I think it's as sweet as number 3.
I don't pick it up that way. Number 1 is my favorite so far. It's definitely a little more active tasting, a little more exciting to the palate. Number 3.
Very similar, but a tiny bit different there.
Yeah, to me it just tastes kind of sweet. So I'm not liking this one as much.
I taste the bread in it,
Oh, it's there. It's there. And I'm going to move on to number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah. Lighter, brighter. We're searching for words here, folks.
Well, it doesn't have the heavy bready taste that number 1 and 3 had.
No, I mean, I think that these are definitely 1 and 3 are definitely the full-bodied ones, and number 2 and 4 are the light ones. Which is which? I'm not sure. I would say number 2 is probably the ultralight.
Yeah, I think so.
The 64, because, like I said, the carbonation itself is becoming more prominent. So 4, I would think maybe the Miller Lite. But I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. Miller Lite showed really well in our Battle of the Light beers, which you should check out if you're into those. But it was up against thinner competition. So,
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think I definitely prefer it over number 2 because I feel like there's a little more going on. Let's go back to number 2.
I can tell. I don't even need.
Yeah,
really
number 2 has to be the.
It's the least.
Yeah. So. Okay. Well, final thoughts here. I mean,
Well, my guess is
uh-huh.
Number 1 is the genuine draft. Number
Oh.
3 is Miller High Life. Number 4 is Miller Light, and number 2 is Miller Ultra Light.
Okay.
But as far as I'm thinking here, if you're with friends and you want to talk to your friends and not pay too much attention to what you're putting down your mouth, number 2 and 4 are nice, and that's it. And if you're focusing more on the taste and you want to sample that rather than just sort of sip it and be part of the crowd.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, number 1 and number 3 are the best. So my choice in order of preference would be number 1.
Yes.
Number 3, number 4, and number 2.
Okay, so that's in order, your favorites. Number 1. I think I'm in agreement. Number 1 is my favorite.
It's pretty
Although I think that this may be the High Life, but I've not had genuine draft, and you just had it recently, so you may know better than me.
Oh, it's all the sweetness that you think about in a lager.
Well, then that makes me think it's 3.
No? Okay, whatever.
3 tastes pretty sweet to me.
Well, it probably does. They both do.
But I'm in agreement. 1 is my favorite. 3 is my second favorite. 4 is my third favorite. And 2 is my least favorite.
Yeah.
I think so. And boy, 2 is then.
If I was at a party and this was free, okay, we're all right with it.
Yeah, I'm fine. I can drink it, but good Lord, there's just not that much. I mean, it's one of the closest things I've had to a beer seltzer. You know, like I'm getting LaCroix type of flavors out of this, but in a beer form. So it has to be just light as hell.
So, I think we're in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Miller time, for us,
we're going with number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
And Ellen will tell us what we think would be the best from the Miller
Ellen,
time.
please help us
Number
feel
1,
stupid.
Unanimous decision.
Aha, you were right.
Miller Genuine Draft.
Aha, there we go.
How about number 2 in our versions?
Number 2, you got it. You nailed it.
You nailed it.
Your discriminating palates identified all of these
Okay.
lagers. And number 3 was indeed
Yes.
Miller High Life.
Yes.
And number 4 was Miller Lite.
Okay. So
So
Miller
you-
Lite comes in as our third favorite. Yeah. So I mean that's not surprising. We are always going to choose the biggest bodied ones we can find.
Oh, I think we ought to do more of these videos because this is the first one that we have actually got right.
You
I know.
identified them all
We
in
will.
one
We
green.
look like geniuses.
And
Yeah.
if you like what we're doing,
Yeah.
like and subscribe.
Yep.
And even let us know what you might want us to do because we'll try and do it. We do most anything we think we want to do. And until next time,
Yeah. Cheers.
it's Miller time.
Okay. Sure. Yep.